Ever since I purchased my Tesla Model 3 2 years ago, I have been using Jeda products along with it. Initially, I purchased the Jeda wireless charging pad out of pocket. Jeda then reached out to me and offered to actually refund my purchase and send out the second version. Then they later reached out and offered to send out their USB hub. And now we have a couple of updated products sitting here in front of me. So on the left here, we have the Jeda USB hub, or J version 2, and the Jeda wireless pad version 3. With a spacer. I did not get a spacer with my previous model, so this should be a welcome addition. Part of the reason I'm really curious to do this video, aside from just upgrading components in my car, is I'm curious to see what the differences are between them. So, as I mentioned, there are 3 wireless pad versions at this point. I have the original 2 right here with me. Another part of the reason I'm going ahead and doing this video now. My car doesn't have any of those accessories in it at the moment. But here are the first 2 charging pads. As you can see, the initial pad had space for 2 phones on it. Flip it over, it has 2 micro USB ports on the back. It used sticky pads, and actually mine are still kind of sticky, to hold it in place, but it didn't actually hold in place terribly well. Which is why with the version 2, well, first and foremost, you can see there's now 3 spots to charge, which means you can have 2 phones side by side or one in a horizontal orientation. And they also added a lip to it to keep your phone from falling off. It also provides a little space to run cables through just in case you really want to. On the back though, 2 micro USB charging ports, as well as 4 indentions. These are used to actually slot it into the car. And there's even some information here on the bottom about charging inputs and outputs. So 5 volts at 1 amp or 9 volts at 1.65 amp output capable. That is going to depend, of course, on the USB that's coming in, which actually will rely in part on the hub that you're using. So if you're using, this is the original Jeda USB hub. For the Model 3, it comes with 2 USB ports, standard USB ports, and provides you with 2 USB ports and 2 USB-C ports, as well as another USB port on the inside hidden away so you can put your dash cam, SSD, or flash drive. Let's just go ahead and open these new ones, see what is different, what's special and unique about them. If you have the original ones or the second generation, why you might want to upgrade. So first off, for the wireless pad, but here it is. It does still come with 2 USB to micro USB cables. Comparing front to front, you can see they are actually very similar, except the new model does not come with this rubber spacer on it. Presumably that's what this additional component will be for, but you do still have 3 places to charge, so 2 phones side by side or 1 horizontal. Then on the back, they have the same 2 micro USB ports, the same circles here to help it mount into the car safely, the same input and output charging. These look very, very similar. So in terms of what's different between them, the biggest difference that I can see is this one doesn't have that rubber gasket at the bottom of it, but it looks nice and new and fresh, so can't wait to get that in the car. However, before we move on, one thing I did see mentioned about this new pad, supposedly it will work with the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max and Mini and all that fun stuff. Whereas I was having issues with my new phone and the previous pad. Just to sort of try it out, I have a micro USB cable here. I have my phone in a case. It is charging. So the V2 is apparently compatible with the iPhone 12. Yeah, it's charging portrait or landscape, no problem. And that's with kind of a thick case on the phone. Do the same thing again on the V3 pad. Well, I moved it around a little bit and it is charging on the right side now. And the same thing on the left side. You can see it is charging at this point. And let's try it across the bottom. Yeah, it eventually got there. It looks like they may have just lowered where the pads are located in this new version. Although putting them side by side, it doesn't look like they're in different places. Either way, it is working correctly with the V3. But again, it was working with the V2. I just kind of had to shift it around a little bit. Might be better if I wasn't using a big thick case like this though. But moving on to the USB hub. Ooh, that's an immediate upgrade. That's an obvious upgrade. So the original USB hub here on the left, 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, and you open it up, another USB-A port on the inside. On the new model, 3 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, and then a USB-A port on the inside. And of course this 3M magnetic pad, but on the back, of course, exactly the same, 2 USB ports. From what I understand, the Model Y has a slightly different layout where these plug in. Instead of being USB-A ports, I think either one is USB-C or both. I don't have a Model Y, I can't really tell you that. These plates are exactly identical and one is misprinted. Does it make a difference? Not really. So I think at this point, I'm going to take my little SSD out of the original one, put it into the newer hub, just plug it in like that. I do have the magnet attached to the back already. Stick it in just like that. and put the cover plate on it. And I think it's time to put all of these things together in the car, see how it looks, make sure wireless charging continues to work correctly, and wrap things up. And we're in the car. Sorry for the angle, sorry for the lighting, but it's a little tight in here, as you might expect. So what we're gonna do, we'll lift this up. As you can already see, I've taken the wireless charging plate off. Here are those 4 holes where it does line up, but I should now be able to just pop this guy off. While I've got this up, I'm gonna go ahead and install the new USB hub down here. Just kind of pushed it in place, shoved it down and pushed it in. Everything locked right in immediately. Go ahead and plug our USB cables in and run them up through the overhead plate. So as you can see, they're coming out up here. Then we take the wireless charging plate, plug these cables into the back of it, just like that. Push the excess cable back down inside, and the plate just kind of pushes into place like that. Then we can take the spacer and the normal plate, get them lined up, and kind of click them into place together like that, if you could see it. And then slide the entire little extra assembly in place, which gives us a nice fingers width gap here to fit larger phones on. And now that everything's in place, I should just be able to put my phone right down here and have it start charging. Pick it up, give it a second so that it stops charging, move it to the other side, and it starts charging. Take it off again, give it a second there, make sure it stops, turn it this way, and it started charging. So that's actually working significantly better than the V2 did, just in my experience. Maybe it's because I've got this additional spacer in here. Maybe it's just the newer pad working correctly, but good fit and finish. Initial impressions, I'm pretty happy with it. So if you do have a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, and you happen to be in the neighborhood, in the market for a wireless charging pad or a USB hub, I will have affiliate links you can click on down in the video description. I believe it's $99 for the charging pad, $79 for the USB hub, and $15 if you want that additional spacer. If you don't need it, you don't need it, if you're just using your phone without a case or something. But I do like having that little bit of additional space in there. Very nice. Either way, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much to Jeda for reaching out, for offering to send this out for me to take a look at. Hit the thumbs up if you happen to like this video. Subscribe to the channel to get notified when new videos come out. Ring the notification bell if you actually want to get notified. And I'll see you again next time. Bye, guys.